What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Plains of Pain. A little bit of fair warning at the beginning of this game. So, what I like about this game, having played for an hour or two, is that this game is an open-world sandbox Mad Max meets Kenshi style RPG where there's factions, there's missions, there's all kinds of stuff for you to do on the map, and in a lot of ways it reminds me of an old MMO that's called Fallen Earth, which was a deeply flawed game straight from the beginning, but for whatever reason I found Fallen Earth to be a lot of fun when it first came out. I think I was in my freshman or sophomore year of college. This game kind of captures that vibe of a Kenshi style living world where things are going on and factions are fighting with each other and you can participate or you can not participate. But in a lot of ways, the way the game controls and the way that it feels while you're playing it reminded me of Fallen Earth. And so today we're going to be taking a look at the game for about 30 minutes. I'll actually probably be playing for much, much more than that, but edited down. Hopefully it'll come out to about 30 minutes. I'll be giving you my first impressions and thoughts along the way. I have been playing around with the game for 30 or 40 minutes here and there over the last couple days. But if after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check it out there, and then on top of that, you can also take a look down there and find a whole bunch of other Nerdcastle links, just in case you wanted to give it the old spicy click. But let's go ahead and dive straight on into the game, shall we? So we find ourselves awakened in the middle of the Wasteland with nothing but a t-shirt, I don't know, like a scruffy pair of jeans. We've got a knee pad though, so that's kind of cool. It kind of looks like the leg brace that Max has in Mad Max. With no resources and nothing else to draw on, although there is a nice little traffic corridor over there. You can see the vehicles cruising on by hover rust vehicles are a big part of this game. And so anyways, we will be building our own vehicles that we'll be able to cruise around in. But for now, our opening sequence is telling us just to go meet with Frank and Ron, who are two robots that chill in the middle of the wasteland. I'm not going to do that right this second, though. I'm actually going to try to pick up what I can, where I can. We got a grasshopper right there. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see various Rust-style meters that are tracking our HP, it's tracking our hunger, and it's tracking our thirst. Getting our hands on water, it's going to be a major undertaking inside the confines of this game. We're going to need to set up dust harvesters, things that condense, I guess, the air so that you can get a little bit of water that way. Lots of little devices and things that we're going to be playing around with. I think I see bad guys on the horizon. But right now it's 7 in the morning. God, dude, you know nothing good's going to happen because it's 7 in the morning right now. Nothing acceptable has ever happened at 7 in the morning. The worst hour, except for maybe 5 in the morning. I feel very, very negatively about 5 in the morning. If I think about a clock with 5 a.m. written on it, that just automatically makes my mood feel crappy. But nonetheless, we should probably make hay while the sun is, I don't know, just now beginning to shine. It's really kind of a young sun. But these guys over here are the first faction that we're going to be introduced to. Don't expect anything too sophisticated. From what I've seen so far, the factions are basically just glorified vendors that will trade you stuff and give you stuff. But one of the important functions that these guys can do is that we can get jobs from them. And so I'll go talk to Frank and get that all nice and mashed out. So Frank has indeed given us a job. Oh, we got a zombie over here. Smack this dude up. Oh, never mind. He got nailed in the face by a crossbow. That's okay. Free loot for me. The wasteland is full of zombies. We're going to have to learn to deal with that. Oh, nice, dude. He had a bear on. Oh, Christ. Let me close this menu down before I get beat down by this. Oh, I stunned him, but I didn't capitalize on it. We got bullets flying all over the place. Hey, don't smack Ron. Ron's a nice guy. He's never bothered anybody in his life. Hold on, I'm gonna feed you up a cold-ass two-piece right there. You can feel the power of the Nux. There it is. He's down. All right, but this guy had loot on him right here. Killing zombies is going to be one of those things we probably want to do quite a bit of in the early game. The main reason why is that I want that knife right there. And so now we actually have ourselves a melee weapon. It's a little bit scruffy, but it'll have to do. We've also got apparently an oil can over here that can be used to fix up guns. We've got a stick. We've got a plank, and it looks like we've got a cockroach. I don't think I want the cockroach. If you're the kind of person that cruises around with a cockroach in your pocket, man, I feel like that's some kind of writing prompt, like he awakened with a cockroach in his pocket. And all the writers' brows furrow as they look towards the page, trying to figure out what they can do about this. When it comes to our inventory, we are going to have two different things that we have to grapple with as we get further on into the game. So we've got the actual weight of everything inside of our pockets. Our pockets can carry 11 pounds, which frankly, those are some heavy-duty pockets right there. I fail to think of any pair of pants that I own right now that could have 11 pounds inside one of the pockets without your pants falling down. Maybe more of a testament to my poor belt collection as well. But you've also got volume. We can only have 1.32 gallons of stuff, of volume inside of our pockets. If you prefer the metric system, all of that stuff can be swapped out if you go inside the options, just in case you are a metric adherent. I totally get it. I have a science degree, and so I tend to think in metric just because that's how everything's done. But for right now, we need to barter with bolts with Frank. Until we do that, he's not really going to be our buddy. We need to start working on a little bit of reputation with him as well. This scrap pile, this is probably actually a really good spot for us to do this. And so let's wait for the zombie to get over here. I missed. There we go. I can dash out of the way with my knife, and if we can stagger him a little bit, you've got like a baseline chance on a lot of your attacks to stagger. Watch out for it. Oop, that guy swept right on past me. Come on, big boy, let's do this thing. You can dash inside of combat, but combat in this game right now, as far as melee goes, I get the vibe that much like with Fallen Earth, the game is not really designed around melee combat being the main draw. Instead, it seems like the game rapidly wants you to get to firearms, because the firearms blueprints are like really early on in the game, and so you should be able to grab onto them pretty easily. I'm not getting smacked right now. Animation quality, honestly, every quality of this game is going to be what I call wonky jank. You've probably heard me use this term in the past. Wonky jank is a phrase that I use in order to describe games that basically, like, every aspect of them is kind of janky, a little bit off, a little bit weird feeling, definitely in need of some polish and some better animations. But wonky jank for me is also a term of endearment. I don't describe a game that way unless I actually like playing it. And wonky jank is definitely the vibe that I got from this game, where if you can put up with all of the low budget things that it's got going on, it's actually a fairly deep and expansive crafting sandbox. Okay, so this pile over here, there are no nuts inside of here, he said, knowing full well that it was going to end up in the comment section. Nuts are basically the currency de facto of this realm. We do have bolts, so technically I could trade. Oh no, he wanted me to barter 2 bolts. Okay, so we got 1 out of the 2 things that we need. Saw blades are valuable, pipes are valuable. All this other stuff we can kind of come back for later, but the empty can, we're going to need that in order to get like our basic water supply set up. And in fact, I think I'm probably going to have to work on that sooner rather than later. That right there, how much does that take up if I wanted to carry those around with me? A little bit too much weight. I'll just leave it in the pile for right now. And instead, this game comes with like a full suite of things that you can build. And so what I'd like to start out with is any type of storage medium that I can possibly get out. It looks like I can stash rocks, but anybody can find the stone stash and raid it. Okay, now we can make a water condenser if we get that stuff together. We can also make a mattress. There's campfires and things that we can play around with over here. I'm going to set down some of the blueprints. That way they're already ready to go. Oh, we got more enemies coming on and my knife's about to break. All right, so let's put that on the ground right there. You will notice, I don't know if it's due to the fact that this game is maybe designed for multiplayer or what, but you will notice along the way that there is a considerable delay between any menu interaction in this game. So moving things around in your inventory, there's going to be a delay when you click and drag and drop. Placing items on the actual world map itself, you will feel a delay when you do that as well. I think it's due to the fact that the game is actually running like a private server on my desktop right now, but I can't 100% pinpoint it and say that that's 100% the culprit. But either way, I do think that the game could use a solid dollop of just snappier inventory and snappier world interaction. I think that's a really, really good idea, because right now, the number one thing on the amount of time that I've spent with this game that's kind of like annoyed me has been just how everything takes a second to move around or to place or to deploy. And I can't imagine that that's going to get better as we get further on into the game and the things we're building get more sophisticated. Oh, this guy's tough. Ow. He actually smacked me right there. Got me for 29 damage. Jesus. This guy's a machine. All right, come here, come here, come here. Get him with the knife, dash away. That's how we're going to do it. We're just going to bullfight this guy. except for when we get him staggered. Then we're going to lean out. I've been smacking. My weapon's about to break, which is super bad for where we are right now. I wish that my weapon was not broken. It's still, like, kind of dealing damage. And the good news is, in this title, you actually get XP for every single blow that you land. And so try to keep that in mind. On top of that, the enemies have friendly fire. You'll notice that little zombie right there. He actually KO'd the big zombie for us, taking a swing at us and trying to drop us. Come here. There we go. Scream into the sky as you get knifed to death. All right, let's loot through the bodies and see if we can find anything else useful here. We do have another pipe. Pipes sell really, really well to the robots, so I'll take that. We've also got a screwed bone knife of the Desert Wind. Okay. I'll take it because I am actually in the market for a new... Oh, that's got plus 20% damage on it, though. Does this knife hit harder? You can... Oh, it does, actually. Okay, never mind. Buy knife. You're out of my inventory right now. You are no longer my amigo. Put my knife in my slot right there. We've got a little bit of cloth. I think if we can track down just like some ropes or something, we should be in really, really good shape. We need to have a knife in order to manufacture rope. Are both of these searched? Oh, that guy had no loot on him. Well, that sucks. We need to go track down some food. And so we kind of want to look at the horizon, and anywhere we see bushes and plants, that's where we're going to want to start out at, because getting our water filled at the beginning of the game is actually going to be kind of like a major thing that we need to get done. Knife, can you be in my inventory right now? I'm under attack. Oof. Ate one right there. It's okay. Once we... Oh, this guy's throwing kicks out. All right. I don't know why he's so kicky right now. My knife is poisoned. Okay, fall back for a second. We may need to fall back to Frank's. Well, I fell back to Frank's, and it looks like they de-aggroed, but that's okay. We got to search some plants and get ourselves some food. I'll come back once I've actually found something that's going to be useful for staying alive, but our water levels are absolutely catastrophic right now. 2 worms right there, huh? I may have just found our salvation on this cactus plant right here. It depends what I can pull out of it, but our health and everything are looking pretty. Hey, I got 3 cactus leaves. That'll work, dude. Get them stripped down and let's eat these things. So there you go. I would like to see the actual item in the character's hand when you're eating as well, but that'll buy us a little bit of time to keep on scavenging and get things done. There is a refuse pile over here, but I'm super overweight right now because at this beginning portion of the game, unfortunately, we need to get like backpacks. So this game has it reminds me of DayZ, all right? You get different containers, and different containers hold different volumes. We do have some nuts right there, which is good, and we got the bolts that we're going to need for our trading, so that's nice. We got some wires right there. It looks like we've got a pipe going on. I am going to need an empty can for some things, and like these right here, the nails are good for making nail bats and stuff like that. But for right now, actually, all I want to do is vendor all my stuff to Frank over here. As far as things we can craft, we can actually make a rag pouch right now if we wanted to do so. If I get another can, I can make cans on the wire for the tutorial, but the rag pouch is actually better, and this will help us carry more stuff. And it gets added onto my character, dude. I've got like a fantastic little 90s style fanny pack going on. If I could find some agave plants or something around here too, that would be ideal. I need to find some more food just to future-proof us for a little bit. The beginning part of this game is definitely a struggle, and in fact, the beginning portion of the game is always my favorite inside of any RPG. We do have skills that we can apply. This is where we're going to run into another thing that I find to be a little bit just meh. There's a lot of AI art inside of this game for like portraits and things of that nature. The sum total of the entire game is not made out of AI stuff, and so I'm willing to let it slide right now in the hopes that it's just placeholders while they're in early access until they recoup enough money in order to actually like hire an artist to come in and make custom icons for everything. So if you like I don't really like to see AI stuff inside of games, especially when it comes to visual assets, that'll be one of those things that you're going to want to put down on the list of reasons why you may not want to get the game. But for now, I wanted to increase my health, so we'll put like 8 points into health right there. Actually, let's just take it. Will it get to the first? Yeah, let's see if we can get it to the first pip. We'll just give ourselves a lot more health because when I got kicked by a bad guy, it did like 11 damage, and that did like 20% of my health. But let's trade over here and see what we can earn. So on Frank over here, He's got himself a full shop, and from what I've seen so far, everything in this game runs on the barter system. So he wants me to barter him 2 bolts. There we go. There's a bolt right there and a bolt right there. He gave us a little bit of pocket cash for it, and it swapped out for wires. We do have enough wires to get the next phase of the quest done, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now he wants bearings, so we're going to actually have to find some bearings around here in order to finish that off. But the reason why I picked up all these pipes, even though they're heavy, is that it'll give us some spending money that we can play around with. I think we can also, I think these stay current, but I needed to find some ropes as well, and we're gonna need like some skins in order to make backpacks and stuff like that so that we can carry even more stuff when we make trips out into the Wasteland, because right now we're kind of hard limited on what we can carry and what we can bring back. I'm gonna head back over to this refuse pile over here, and let's just bring back everything we possibly can to get ourselves paid and make some progress. And the good news here now is that I went around scavenging. I looted that tree over there. Oh, there's another zombie trying to take me out. Hold on, we gotta deal with this idiot. Stab. Yup, all you got is that right straight. I know you. I've fought you 1,000,000 times before. Yeah, die from my poison knife, bro. That's what I got for you. Let the whole Wasteland know that if you rock up on me, I will murder you with a shiv. I definitely need rags. Rags are a really, really good pickup because I need to start making ropes fairly soon. And until I have rags, I can't really do that. But I got the stick that we needed for our little water condenser thing that we're playing around with over on this side. Hopefully nobody messed with it. It should be right over here in this clearing. One thing they do really well in this game is it feels hot, dude. This right here, look at where we are right now. This is what geology looks like. You guys will know from the past that I talked about being a geologist. All geology happens in places that look like this because you don't have stuff like grass that's up over the top of the rocks. There's no nasty biotics around. So like I'm accustomed to this environment. This just feels like work to me. But anyways, it's a little dingy out here. It's definitely got like a South Nevada thing going on. I did also get, yeah, we can actually build a wooden box over here now too, which I would really like to do. Unfortunately, we don't have a green arrow that's telling us what the front of the box is, so we'll just have to figure it out as we go along. I guess I'll just put it right there. I don't think I have any of the planks, but I do have the nails right now, so I'll throw the nails in there real quick. And as soon as we find 10 planks is going to be tough to bring back because planks weigh an ungodly ton in this game. Like, they weigh a lot. The game did want me to go through and make some tools, and so like a makeshift pickaxe is what it told me to do. So now we have a makeshift pickaxe, which is nice. That should mean that I can harvest rocks now, which means I can finish off the condenser over here. That way we get like a little trickle of water coming on in. Yeah, I can mine over here. There you go. Get on in there, partner. Give me some rocks real quick. We got one small stone from our mining excursion. It's okay, we're getting XP for this. So rocks acquired. Let's throw those into the water condenser real fast so that that'll be done. There's no building animation or anything else, and I don't know if we have to wait. I know we have to wait. I don't know if it works independent of rain, all right? Like, I know what this device is right here. This is like old school survival. You kind of like dig a pit underneath this little plastic tarpaulin right here. You put a rock on top of it, and then you fill the entire pit right there with a whole bunch of plant matter. So like grass, everything sort of like wet that you can. So like cactus, plants, whatever else, but make sure you don't put anything poisonous in the pit. If you put something poisonous in the pit, the water that comes out will probably be poisonous too. But then from there, the heat heats it up, and if you've got this low enough, it'll capture the heat under there, which sort of just like steams everything inside of there. Water comes up, and then it drips down the tarp, and then you put a can in the middle, and it'll slowly catch water. I don't know, it'll save your life, man. That's a super old school technique for getting like water, drinkable resources, anything that you might require. What do I need right now? Oh, they want me to build a stone stash, and I gotta ask Rob for a job. Or Ron for a job. Sorry, I messed up his consonants there. Big fight broke out in the desert while I was cruising in between rocks to try to get some resources. I'm happy to say, though, it looks like the actual HP upgrades that I added, they seem to be helping quite a bit. I've caught a couple of, like, right hooks and, like, left straights and whatnot here, and I'm still standing. My health bar didn't actually go down that far. We are overheating ever so slightly, though, so that's going to be something we have to chase down before too long. Anything on these bodies over here? So like this guy right here, nothing on him. I need rags, and killing humans tends to be a good way to get rags. We've got dog food. Okay, I'll take dog food and a garlic. This guy apparently had the entire foodie stash on him. I do like the variety of items in this game. There's like many things inside this game. There's one of our planks that we have to drop off. I'll put it on my back so that it doesn't impact my actual weight. But, ooh, there's a rope in there too. Oh, dude, I need the rope. That way we can make a backpack. I guess I'll take that and the stick too, because I think we can trade sticks for stones back at Frank's place. I think I saw a barter for that. I'm leaving loot littered all over the ground, though, and I don't feel super confident about it. I don't like leaving things behind. I'd prefer not to. And the good news is, as I was cruising through the Wasteland, just kind of looting piles, I've got enough to make a rag backpack finally. So the rag backpack, it's going to have double the capacity of our pockets, which is going to help out a ton. Other things that I pulled from the refuse as well, which is really nice. I found a number of different things. I found like some blueprints over here so that we can make our first vehicle. I found a thing for a shack so that we actually have a place to live. Unfortunately, my character is super sleepy and tired right now, so I'm probably just going to loot a meteor shower is coming. That doesn't sound good. That sounds super bad. I would rather not deal with that. We've got like a flagon right there. It's got like what looks like, it looks like it's got biodiesel inside. Oh my god, just grab everything, then we'll run. That's all we can do for right now. Just grab the pipes, grab the bones. We're gonna grab whatever will fit inside of our inventory and run for it. Oh my god, it is going down right now. Back to Frank's house. I don't know if it's meteor proof, but it's better than being out in the open. As fair play as well, you can loot like everything inside of Frank and Ron's camp if you want. There's all kinds of like buildings and stuff inside of here. Does this have any water in it? It is empty. What about their condenser? Does that have any water inside of it? What you got inside of here? It looks like there's actually 0.2 liters of water in there. I'm just gonna borrow this. I'll give it back to you in like 4 to 6 hours. But I contracted biohazard, unfortunately. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner. It's also 122 degrees out here. That's pretty hot. I think the hottest I've ever seen where I personally live is 117. That was the hottest day that I ever saw. And I was doing geology that day. I was actually down in Death Valley on a day that it was that hot. But I've seen it get that hot where I come from in the California Valley, too. Like, that's why, like, when I bring up being a roofer, it's a really unpleasant job in the summertime. I can't express to you how unpleasant it is to be a roofer in July in the California Valley. Very miserable experience, but you do earn money. It does bring in a paycheck if that's what you require. Huh. Well, I think all of our buildings got blown up by the meteor shower. Not sure that I'm a super huge fan of that mechanic, but this time around, I'm just going to build my stuff over here by Ron's house. That feels like it's going to be a little bit smarter, but we are going to have to build like a new... Oh, I can make cockroach puree, should I desire to do so. Sounds appetizing. We need containers, though. Where's my building menu at? Give me... So a wooden box would be fantastic. We'll rotate that into play back here. And we'll just use this as a personal stash for right now. And I can throw some of the things into there, so let's throw a couple of those in there. I did notice we get XP every time we add parts to anything that we can build. That's also a really nice feature, I think, too. But until we get the box up and running, I think we're going to be a little bit stuck. It wants me to make a stone stash as part of, like, our little tutorialization. I don't really want to make a stone stash, but I guess I can throw one like back over there just so we can advance the game. My pickaxe broke. I can't quite figure out how to fix it. Phew, we're back in the saddle. There was like a heat wave. I don't know. It lasted super long. I was just sitting inside in the shade hoping that it would go away eventually. I'm not even totally sure that it's completely gone just yet, but I do think we're going to need to find ourselves some protective gear in order to make us able to stay out when stuff like that happens and actually get things done. I did figure out how to fix my pickaxe, by the way. You got to right-click the item, like if you mouse over the pickaxe, it'll tell you everything that repairs it, and then you've got to find the item that repairs it, right-click it, and drag it onto there, and then it'll work perfectly fine. By the way, I actually discovered how to do that. It looks like the heat's still too high. We're taking a little bit of damage, so we are going to have to track down some shade. I don't know if being underneath this tree will do it, but I'll give it a try real fast just to say that I did. We've got plenty of stamina. I don't actually like think going for a run when it's 120 degrees outside is a good idea, but like that's one of those days where I skip my run. What about this tree over here? Can I do anything with it? If I'm in the shade, does that help? It does, actually. All shade counts when trying to get out of the sun. All right. There's another settlement over there, but what I really need for right now are like scrap piles and other things that I can gather from. That's going to be the most important part of getting ourselves up and off the ground. I mean, we've already gotten a little bit more sophisticated than we were before. There's dirty water in there. I don't know if this is a good idea, but like, is there a way for me to empty this out? I can pour it out. Okay, let's pour out the biodiesel because we did find this thing over here. And if I can fill this up with water, I think that would actually be super awesome. There we go. We got dirty water in there. I mean, it's not going to be a perfect solution, but like, it'll refill our water meter a little bit in exchange for a little bit of poisoning. So, and it didn't take us that much to get there either. There's another settlement over this way. I actually really like the sight distance that they've given you inside this game. Like, the distance you can see is just perfect for sort of conjuring the expansive enormity of the universe that you're currently inside of. Are these guys bad guys or are these guys good guys? There's a dead body over here, so they gunned down somebody that was on his way in. What did you have? Oh, 2 rags? Definitely take those. And ammo? Dude, I'm looking for a pipe right now. If I can find a pipe right now, we can make ourselves a pistol. Ooh, there's 2 more dead bodies over here. Maybe they have a pipe. Hold on. You got pipe on you? You got another knife on you, which is nice. We've got some stones right there. I'll definitely take those. The rags will be super helpful. I will take the knife as a backup for when this one breaks, and the iron scrap, I need that in order to make myself a face mask. Which I think, oh, another spring. Hell yeah, those are rare, dude. You need the springs in order to make guns. But anyways, I was saying I need the iron scrap in order for us to be able to make ourselves a face mask. It'll increase our poison resistance, and it will also increase the amount of heat that we can persevere through as we go through the game. It looks like there's a couple of vendors inside of here. The damned pile. I don't think they're going to let me touch their stuff. Are you bad or are you good? Are you going to try to hurt me? What are you doing right now? It looks like that's a villager right there. Good. Beat that guy's ass to death so that I can loot him. It definitely captures that early game Kenshi feeling of being weak and like not being able to handle anything and just like falling back to the guards in order to save yourself. Looks like we got a serious zombie horde coming in too. A machete? Let's go. Okay, equip the machete, dude. That's what we needed. We needed El Machete to get this done. Did they kill this guy over here, or is he still just like waging war against everything that gets in his way? I'm gonna help him out. I don't want to be a deadbeat here. There we go. You can catch 24 damage, bro. I do not want... I hit the survivor. That was an accident. I didn't mean to. Did I lose any reputation? Oh my god, there's so many zombies over here. Yeah, I don't know if this dude's gonna make it. It looks like they all died in a giant explosion of expansive violence. But this machete is legit, dude. This machete is out here taking scalps. It hits for like 30 damage a swing. That was probably the find of the day for me. Give me some more metal. And as soon as I know I have enough metal, can I make that mask? I can. Make the face mask. There we go. Throw the face mask on. Yep, this is early game Kenshi right here. Just nothing but a naked man in the desert. With a face mask on. Either way, it'll help us out with our heat resistance, so that'll be good. We got a fat pile of bodies over here. I'm hoping we find something good out of it. We got wires. I can barter those. That's not that bad. Over here, we've got a whetstone and another machete, although that machete is not as nice as the one that we have. It's still a machete. We've got a whetstone over here, too. Can I fix that with a whetstone? Let's do that. I'm going to try to fix these. Oh, a baseball bat. Hell yeah, dude. Give me the baseball bat. Put that in whatever container it'll fit. Oh, God. Yeah! No! It's a bad Wasteland zombie. You go to sleep now. You go to sleep and you die. All right, so the zombie's down. He only had a stick on him. That's, like, not good loot. What do you have? More rags. That'll do it. Give me the rags. And then there's one more dead guy over here. I thought I saw one that said it wasn't searched. I think we're good. Let's see what this guy has to barter and how much easier that's going to make my life going forwards, because I am completely and totally over encumbered with just random garbage right now. I got all kinds of stuff. This guy will actually, I found a cargo crate inside of a loot pile, and he'll take it for 80 bucks, so that sounds good. I'll definitely take that. So this guy's a cargo manager. I was wondering what you do with all of these crates. So we've got mail that'll go to somewhere. So it looks like we can buy it from Broken Diesel and bring it here. Oh, so once you get a vehicle, you can actually use the vehicle to ferry around goods for people inside the Wasteland to make yourself money as kind of like a side objective. Okay, I like that idea. Activities are good, man. The more activities that exist inside your game, the more it breaks up the monotony, and I am here for it. A pipe, that's what I needed. Give me the pipe. I also need the plastic over there so that I can make armor. Like there's some shoulder pads or something that I can build out of the plastic. Dude, I think that just scavenging from the refuse of battles left over after these guys get themselves taken out is actually probably the best way to go. I don't know if we're getting any reputation for helping them out and like protecting their gates, but hey, I'll take it. I think one of their guys, oh Jesus. Okay, there's more of you. That's all right. I got the oh, they're going after him. I thought they were coming after me. Is there another guy in there? I just want to loot this pile, man. Like I saw one of their guards die over here. And I am stoked about what... Ooh, glass. I don't have any of that. Glass is good. Glass is used for goggles and stuff to raise our heat resistance as well. And so until we can, like, wander the wasteland, we're sort of a little bit stuck it. I will take a plank. I do want the metal as well. Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Because we could use a little snack right now. I don't think that eating an entire clove of garlic by yourself sounds like the best meal, but... I guess when you're struggling, you got to do what you got to do. Keep loading up on planks so that I need stones for the stone stash too. But anyways, I got to build all the stuff that's back at Frank's. We got another knife right there. I'm just going to ignore it. I do like how when the gear drops, it does have like little Diablo-style modifiers on it. Like, you guys will know that I'm a sloppy sucker for anything that's got little Diablo-style affixes and modifiers on it, but I think I should have everything except for the nails that I need in order to make our crate. I sort of like the slow burn nature of the game as of right now, too. Like, accomplishing something in this game actually takes effort. Like, you don't just get to accomplish things in this game. I can actually make more of the metal out of these sheets over here, so that's what I'm going to do. How many did that give me, though? It gave me, like, 25? Holy Jesus, dude, that's so many. Okay, well, like, make the plastic shoulder pad, I guess. Any type of defense we can get is good. And there it is. We've got ourselves a plastic shoulder pad. We're slowly slipping into looking like we belong inside the post-apocalypse. And then the other thing that I wanted to make was we can make this ball gun over here. I'm going to make the ball gun, and then let's strap the ball gun into our range slot. Does it go in our... Where does it go? It looks like the ball gun just goes in our holster right there, which is kind of a bummer because it means we can't have the machete out. I'm actually going to take, let's go with this right here. That does look like it fixed it right back up, so we can probably ditch that for right now. Take that right there and use it on that machete too. If I can have like multiple machetes that are ready to go, I'm also going to whetstone that knife right there. There we go. Everything that I can fix here makes us a little bit more viable in the wasteland. And frankly, I'm here for it. If I wanted to make more ammunition for my ball gun, how hard is that? I need a rock or I need a hammer. Okay, yeah, craft one. Let's get as many bullets as we possibly can out here. I think the bearings are kind of rare, though. Like, I don't think we're going to find those very often, so, like, that's life. As of right now, we've got, like, one magazine for our little ball gun. And frankly, we have to go find somebody to test it out on. You can't just get a new gun and not test it. Did it work? I mean, there we go. It does like 20 damage. It's not bad. It looks like it breaks in like 3 shots though, so it's not the best weapon we could possibly have. How hard is it to repair? So it looks like we fired it basically 3 times and it's down to 40% durability. Okay, so this is kind of like a weapon of last resort when we need to hit from a distance. Gotcha. If I put a machete like on my 2 slot right there, and then I take my pickaxe and put it right there, will he just break out the machete when I hit the key? He will. So that's good. Oh, I see a refuse pile over here and I want it, but there's a lot of zombies. Okay, it's time for me to train to machete fight a man to death. Well, that worked pretty well. As it turns out, when a guy takes a machete to the face, he doesn't get back up, does he? Night is upon us, and night actually looks fairly pretty too. For like all the problems this game has, it actually looks pretty good most of the time in terms of like, so it's a very, very asset-y game with very piss-poor animations and everything else, but the game is gorgeous and beautiful. Sneak up on this guy. I don't know if they can't see me because it's dark right now. I think that may be the case. Like, they said something about there's a stat in this game that allows you to increase your stealthiness, so I figure if you're in the dark, you're able to sneak around. That's locked? Wonder how I break it open. I probably need a crowbar or something. What's in this pile? Oof. Yeah, there's the good stuff. I need more planks. Although, ooh, we've got an Iron Heat Brody helmet of endurance. Okay, it gives me heat protection. I'll put it on. Yeah, absolutely. We got like our little tin hat right here, like we're about to go up over the top. The gas is falling. I will take the dog food. Yeah, for sure. I got a blueprint for a metal production shack over here too, which is probably going to be useful. I noticed that we had a whole lot of blueprints inside of our crafting that as of right now, I can't use any of them because I don't have the proper facility that goes along with it. But I need to figure out where Frank and Ron at, dude. I'm like out here. I do wish that the map filled in a little bit better, like a full color map. I'd like that quite a bit more. Right now, it looks like it's just like an elevation map. I think so, because we're headed uphill right here. And so it's kind of like a topo map without lines right now. Takes a second to figure out how to actually, like, read it. But once you get, like, an eye for it, it's okay. We got more enemies on... Oh, there's a floating bush. You know, if this was Bible times, we'd probably take this as some kind of sign. We'd probably try to talk to it or something. Be like, floating bush, what wisdom... Ow! This dude chucked a rock at me. Like I was a rabbit, dude. Get out of here. Remember when these guys were a threat and they were actually scary? Not anymore. Now we take them down easy peasy without any struggle. A few more rocks would be good. I'll definitely take some more rocks. What do you got? You got 2 rocks as well? Okay, throw the rocks in my pocket. Nobody has nails, man. I need nails, something fierce right now. I think I have enough grasshoppers to make grasshopper puree, too. Maybe nails inside this pile? There we go. 7 nails right there. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We've got $1 inside of there. We've got another pipe. We've got ball bearings, which is good. Definitely take that. We've also got some bolts. Wires, iron, I mean, like, so that means that I can craft some more ball ammo. I think that's a good idea. Let's make some more ball ammo. That way we're nice and, like, stocked up on things that come out of our gun. And then I don't think I'm near to making any of this stuff, although the crate backpacks and whatnot do look pretty good. If I can trade my way into 4 leather and get a few more wires, we can make the leather backpack. A chest piece would be nice, though, too. I need 20 bones for that, and bones take up a lot of space, so, like, you can definitely feel the progression method in this game. You're kind of, like, limited by what you have available. Do all the grasshoppers need to be in the same? They do. They need to be in the same container. You got to clean that up so that it draws from your entire backpack. But I will make grasshopper puree right now because I don't really have anything else going for me right now. I think it wanted me to make a hammer, too. I think we need a hammer for, like, scrapping cars or something. I don't know exactly what the hammer is useful for. Oh, there's a zombie on me right now. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Hoodoo, you voodoo, bitch. Down you go. Honestly, one of the hottest tracks in a video game ever. Like, that track actually pretty fire. Like, as somebody that listens to a lot of music, I don't think I've ever seen a video game get, like, a better dedicated track than that one. Like, it perfectly encapsulated Sam B as a character. Honestly, I always played Sam B every time I went into that game. I like heavy maces, and I like whooping stuff. All right, we're officially overburdened. We got to go back to Frank and Ron's place and finish all these builds. And upon looking at it, I don't think our gun is actually degrading that fast. I think we just suck at crafting, so we made a crappy gun that's not very good. The good news is I do have an extra spring around here somewhere that I can use to fix it, I think, because I just wiped out like an entire zombie horde, and I didn't see the durability go down at all. And so we should be all right, I think. A meteor shower's in? No, dude, this wiped out all my base buildings last time. No meteor showers allowed. No! Why does God hate me, dude? I wake up like, look, man, how are you going to punish me? Even my shirt has rust on it. I have nothing. My life is a hollow husk. I'm gonna pray really, really hard that meteors can't hit settlements in this game. I'm hoping that they are omitted from the actual vectors and whatnot that the meteors travel. but I sure as hell am glad that I'm not out there. I'll tell you that right now. How close are we to done with this? So I got like some planks to add. I've got all of that over there. I need one more plank and then it's done. Is the meteor shower still happening? I don't see any more explosions. I killed a bunch of zombies over here and they had about 1,000,000 planks on them. So I'm going to go back and grab those real quick. We'll finish off our crate. Then I'll be able to stash stuff and we can just use this place as like a hidey hole. You think if I pump my arm, he'll honk at me? Frankly, I've always felt like that's one of the most satisfying interactions in human existence is when you're on the highway and you pump your arm and then a semi gives you the old whoomp whoomp, dude. That's like the good stuff right there. I stay up late at night craving the whoomp whoomp. Like, give me more whoomp whoomp, bro. I do have skill points to apply. I'll probably go with like a little bit of marksman now that I have a gun. Like some points into there. And then passive regeneration goes up if we go with... Oh, it starts to cost you more points for a level up. I thought I had more points than that. Never mind. I'm just bad at math and I'm stupid. All right, so after like an hour-long video, dude, our crate is done. We actually have a storage medium now that we can utilize. And it looks like we can put different locks and things on top of it too, which will be good. As far as putting stuff inside of here goes, like how hard is that? Looks like we can just shift-click it in, which is very, very helpful because I am overweight as hell right now. But the good news about having this up and running is that now I've actually got a central location that I can hike things back to. The entire time we've been playing, I've been leaving behind enormous amounts of loot just due to the fact that I can't carry any of it. And so from where we're chilling at right now, dude, I think we're in really, really good shape. All in all, I enjoyed the game, actually. So this is like the definition of the kind of wonky jank thing that I like to play. Do the meteor showers actually make new scrap piles spawn? I think they do, because this scrap pile definitely was not here the last time that I looked. So that's actually pretty helpful right there. Oh, nice, a spring so that I can fix up my gun again. There we go. Get that thing back on up to 100%. To my eye right now, the things that need to be worked on with this title, post-haste before anything else, is A, the UI. It's very, very unresponsive. Things don't auto-stack. You've got text gore when, like, the poundage and the gallons get too large that something can contain. They bleed over each other and you can't see. The game is full of little UI interactions like that that all need to be cleaned up to be much more presentable, polished up so that the UI functions well. The main issue there, though, is I can put up with a little bit of jank inside the UI as long as there's not, like, a long delay when I'm moving items around and whatnot. So if they can find a way to make the UI not have that baked-in feeling of latency, that's what would actually... That's my main irritation with this game so far. That's the main one. I can tolerate everything else. From there, just get rid of the AI art. And other than that, I think this game actually does a pretty good job of capturing that feeling of being alone in the wasteland. Like this little trader right here. He's going in between towns and he's trading stuff. I assume that I can rob him if I wanted to. I guess we can try. Let's see if we can take him real quick. There we go. Just strike him down. I didn't lose any reputation or anything. Maybe like a faction has to see me do that? Oh, he didn't have anything in his backpack or anything. But either way, like the game is full of like factions fighting each other, people walking around trying to sell stuff, vehicles flying through the sky. It feels very much alive, which is a thing that I think is lacking from a lot of other survival games. So all in all, I see this being a game that I'm about to dump a lot of hours into. Making this video actually kind of opened my eyes to how fun this game is. The combat could be tightened up. It could feel quite a bit better. Basically, every aspect of this game could be tightened up and feel a little bit better. But this is the same situation as like Second Son, where the foundational gameplay, like the amount of activities and stuff you can do inside of this game kind of outweigh the fact that just about everything else is wonky and janky. So once again, this is one of those more than the sum of its parts type games. And you know me, I love myself any type of sandbox. It doesn't have to be post-apocalyptic. It can be medieval. It can be fantasy. It can be sci-fi. I love myself an open world sandbox RPG where I can just get up to my own devices and do my own thing. And if this game has like followers and stuff like that that'll start to follow you around the wasteland and help you out in fights, I can see a lot of things here that I'm actually pretty excited to interact with despite the game's flaws when it comes to like the combat being bad, the UI being bad, like UI interaction feeling awful. Those are usually deal breakers for me, and yet I found the game to be pretty fun. I enjoyed making this video. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were playing around with a title called Plains of Pain. My only observations are it needs a ton more polish to basically everything that exists, and it needs the AI art to go. But if they manage to get that mashed out, I'm totally down to give it a ton of hours and give it my full support. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out, and that's about all I got for you. Bye, folks.